Hello, chat. Camerooni, thank you for 7 months. It's wild it's been that long. Hello, everybody. It is, I would say, most likely Big Joe lore night, so I hope everybody's ready for this, because I have been looking forward to this very, very specifically. Yes, seven. I can't put the uwu in there, but I get it. I get what you're doing. No, you can pick a different shirt, honey. There's other shirts in your shirt cubby.
No, I want a Zuba shirt.
But there is no Zuba shirt. No.
Yeah.
There's a Bluey shirt. Do you want to wear that?
What is it?
The Bluey dance camp shirt is in your cubby. Your shirt cubby. Okay? Rosie has a lot of stuff. You're here for the Big Joe lore? Hell yeah, Yoshi.
What? Not
Where? What? There's just Zuba pants, honey. Okay? Okay, well go look in your shirt cubby, okay? Because that's all you have. She's making up clothing that she doesn't have. I love that for her. Okay, I'm not ready to hear this song yet. There's a very large chance that we may beat this game this week. And I will tell you that that is very bittersweet to me because I've really enjoyed replaying this. Yeah. Bluey shirt's good choice, Rosie. I love Bluey too. We were just watching it. Goolicious! I mean, Insane Man, thank you for gifting a sub to Goolicious. That's true, Prash. I know the arms are about to be wild again after Tactics. But I don't even know if it's going to take me that long to get through Tactics. I've not played the other Xeno games, Yoshi. I was replaying Xenogears specifically to prep for playing through Xenosaga and eventually Xenoblade. Now, SNES is actually going to be starting Xenoblade Chronicles next week, or this, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Not tomorrow. Maybe Thursday? Maybe Saturday? I don't know. Blade is like really far out there for me. I don't even know if I'm fully going to be able to watch it or play it because I worry that the camera might set off my motion sickness, as we know is like a common issue. So we'll just see. But yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to love Wild Arms 3. After Wild Arms 3 is Lost Odyssey. I really need to like test out my Xbox, make sure it works. What's up, honey? Is that okay? Perfect. Those are great jammies. Okay, have Dada help you. Okay. Oh, you can do it by yourself. She can do it by herself. By the way, she's got dinosaur shirt.
Yeah, and it's just like Zuba.
And she has Zubas. If you guys know what Zubas are, she loves them. They're her favorite. If I recall correctly, the only part that set off Violet's motion sickness was the final boss, but it's different for everyone. Yeah. I forgot that Violet has that as well. So that actually does kind of make me feel a little bit better because maybe I'll be okay. I do know that like last year offline, I tried to fire up the first Xenoblade and I felt really just like overstimulated, overwhelmed. Now I'm hoping that like potentially by doing it on stream, it'll be a different experience. What? There's a pull-up in there for you. Everything's ready for you. Please take this in your room. Don't forget to take the jammies. Ozzy said that dinosaur shirts are really cool. Hey, don't forget. She walked away when I said that dinosaur shirts are the best. Rosie went to the dentist today and she did a really good job, but she has a cavity, guys. So yes, you brushed your teeth very well today. You didn't? No? Okay. It is hard to brush that part of your mouth, that's true. So now she has to go get her sugar bug taken care of next week. She's excited! Do I have a collection of bees? Yes. I just looked up Zubas and I was like, those pants are very 90s turn. Yes, Zubas were very, very big in the 90s thing. My dad actually had a pair. That's how I knew about them. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, they wear Zubas. That's like a very common practice of just wearing Zubas. SNES and family are big Bills fans, so. I wish I had that energy at the dentist and scared. Instead, I'm scared and grumpy. Same. But do you know how they do dentist appointments now for kids? They get this like, they get a TV on the ceiling and headphones, and they can watch whatever they want while they get their teeth checked and cleaned. I was like, where was that when I was a kid? What? That sounds amazing. And then they get a toy. Well, I got a toy though. So like that's not a new thing. I learned recently that Zubas were invented by a famous professional wrestler from the 80s, and it was both the most surprising and least surprising thing ever. Yeah. I feel like that isn't surprising. I didn't know that, but it also, it makes sense, yeah? Yes, you're Marvel again. Hello, Action Maverick. Come on, here.
I'm dressing up with you.
Okay, she's dressing up with me. Iris, I'm very proud of her because she auditioned for her musical theater team for the role of Annie, and she got it. She just found out today, so she's gonna be Annie in her little musical theater thing. And I was like, dang, you gotta wear a wig? She's like, nah, it's not required, but I get to wear the cute dress. Annie in Annie, yeah. She's putting her shirt on. She's being very stubborn about how she gets dressed right now. You love Annie? I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm gonna have to watch it with her. I know there's a new one actually. I might check that one out with her. Can I have a hug? Do you want to say goodnight, chat?
Good night, chat. I love you.
Oh, I know, I think it's even newer than the Jamie Foxx one. Oh yeah, don't forget your dirty laundry. That was really sweet. She loves you. Close the door, honey. She's so silly. She doesn't even say love, she loves. So sweet. Tuesdays are our day that we have to spend a lot of time at the studio. And she's made two little pals. And it's so wholesome because she'll like play, they'll like color and play games and just like hang out the whole time. And it just makes me, I don't know, it's very cool. The gay centrifuge, yes. What's up, Emperor? Ooh, I didn't log into 11 today. That's fine. I think there's maintenance tonight anyways, so. All versions of Annie are good, but the Carol Burnett one is the one I grew up on. That's the one I grew up with as well. That's the one I like think of too. So I don't know. The version they're dancing to, I'm pretty sure, is from the newest Annie. Hi, Shiny. How are you doing? I started really like digging into the perfect works the past few days. Because I feel like I've gotten to that part where like we've gotten most of the exposition and I pretty much know where things go anyways, so it's all good. But you know, I've been like making note of things. I mean, the perfect works itself, there's a lot to perceive with it, right? Like there's so much to it. I do kind of want to watch the opening sequence again today. I think that might be worth doing. I'm having trouble finding a home for Sid. Aww. I'm sure with how old Sid is, like just fresh baby kitten, there's a large chance the shelter should be able to help. I'd imagine. It's really nice to have the page that breaks down Groff and like how Groff works, because honestly it's a little confusing because you have Lacan, Faye, Groff, Khan, and Wise Man, and that's like a situation I've never really kind of grasp, but I think when you put it in like a graph form, I kind of get it. It just makes sense. I talked to my mom yesterday and she informed me that she, who is 71, is off of drinking vodka for a couple months because she recently had a hangover. Not because she had a hangover, but because she was drinking some buzzed balls and decided to add extra vodka, and the next day she was tasting vodka while she was belching. It was bothering her a bit. We just saw those buzzed balls when we went to get beer recently, and I told Sness, I was like, I genuinely do not understand how anybody consumes that. It doesn't make sense to me. By the way, GG. Hold on, let me just everyone. Millie won, then Eric, Meander, Cameroony, Andrew, top 5. Hell yeah. I did not survive. Onyx, Schoolicious, and Steve also didn't make it. Oh yeah, they look like they would give me such bad heartburn, for real. Groff uses powers like Miang, I'm assuming. Okay, so let's see if this makes sense, because I can explain it how it does. Okay. So first you have to explain Lacan. Out of all of the Fae reincarnations, the one that is the most important is Lacan from 500 years ago. So that's the time of Sophia. The shock and reality of Sophia's death caused him to have desire to contact with the Zohar. And as a result, the existence known as Groff was born. Afterwards, when Lacan lost his body at death, Groff divided himself and remained as a separate will, desiring again to become the contact. He possessed the wills of others over and over again, waiting all along for the birth reincarnation of the next contact. 500 years ago, Groff, in the form of the contact Lacan, brought forth the Diabolos Corp, who destroyed the world. He was probably able to realize this using part of the power of the contact. Now, where we're at in the story, the whole contact thing and Abel and like Faye's original version isn't really explained, but we've seen like bits and pieces so far of like cutscenes. There's definitely been in like flashes of Faye's mind pictures of him coming into contact as a young child with the Zohar. That was on the ship, the Eldritch that you see in that opening cutscene, essentially. So today we'll get all of that lore about, you know, Karen and Faye, and I think we should probably hear about how he was able, the original contact with Zohar. But that's it gets a little, you know, that's where it gets complicated. Just making sure you got your shampoo out, honey. Okay. Go get your towel and just like make sure you squeegee your hair because it's a little wet still. Okay. How was he able to be able? I mean, I still think it's very complicated, and there's some excerpts that I've actually saved in this book from various writers or people who've worked on the project who have equally said, like, by the way, we know that some of this doesn't make sense, which, like, I kind of appreciate in a sense. Like, it's just nice. The incomplete contact with Zohar. In regards to contact with Zohar, there was one vital element in addition to the contact itself. But Elhaim, Sophia, was already dead at the time when Lacan turned his steps towards Zohar. It was clear that it would be impossible to achieve ultimate fusion with Zohar, even though he didn't know that himself. He was the contact. For this reason, he helped Miang escape, who was imprisoned in Shavat, wanting only her power, headed from there to contact Zohar. In addition to the lack of Elhaim, spiritually, Lacan as the contact, as paternal figure, was incomplete. For this reason, the power from the contact with Zohar went out of control. As a separate personality, Groff, he destroyed almost all of Solaris as well as the surface. So I think my original perception of this was I assumed that Groff and Khan were like kind of like Faye and Id, but that's not really it. Because Faye and Id are a result of past trauma to his current form. But like, I don't know. There's a lot to it. How are you, Spree? A couple birthdays ago, my friends made me chug like 4 of those buzz balls. I don't remember much beside playing a lot of Towerfall. What flavors? How did you survive that? It's like that time that I had all that cut water and I didn't live. Let's see here. The psychology of Lacan who wanted power. Sophia tells Lacan, "You are the one who cannot bear to see another hurt by your own actions." Even while he is in love and aware of his special love for her as herself, he realizes he can't have her love to himself alone, as she is the Holy Mother that the people venerate. And he adopts a false front of nonchalance, even on the inside, in order to lie to himself and escape her love. And so, even though she is able to provide a peaceful refuge to others, she feels inferior and without hope at being powerless to do anything on her own. Sophia's death becomes a refutation of that despair, and her former hopelessness and inferiority at the lack of her power transforms itself into hope of achieving enormous power. Some of this translation is rough, I'll be honest. It is likely that in order to realize this desire, Lacan decides to transform into a destructive personality. Dang. I never felt like Khan and Groff were Faye and Id. I always thought that Graf just took Khan's body, but I thought it was like how Miang takes bodies to continue her process. Part of me is wondering if that's kind of it. Let's see here. I'm trying to find it. The day of collapse. The Diablo's corpse were stored, were stored on board the Eldridge and were Deus prototype mobile terminal interfaces. Due to the interference of Lacan becoming Graf, they proceeded according to his rage without discriminating to not only destroy both Solaris and the surface, but were on the way to destroying the entire world. The Surface Army and the Solarian Army both resisted and combined their strength, fighting extremely hard warfare. The young ones, Roni and the others, took over the Omnigears that belonged to the Gazel ministers who fell in battle. That doesn't explain it. Okay. The funniest thing about the whole Graf situation is that makes his whole "do you want power" shtick a form of evangelism. Yeah, and I think that's slightly the intention there too, oddly enough. Okay, Miang's calculations. As a part of the resurrection of Deus, Miang determines that the people of this era are also defective. She plans to reset human beings and civilization. The result of the contact, Lacan coming into contact with Zohar without the Elheim existence, causes the power to go berserk, transforming Lacan into Graf, and leading to the path of destruction for the world. Okay, that's where I'm a little bit confused. Because, like, is it a split existence that, like, exists? You know, like, it's two people as a result of the contact with the Zohar? From what I understand, Miang just wakes up in a random lady in distance, location does not matter. Graf needs to make contact to transfer, but it's not limited to in who he takes over. Yeah. It's kind of like Mitochondria Eve, you know, with Miang. That's kind of the concept I think maybe they were working with a little bit. The part that I'm confused on, yeah, I'll read it over again. The results of the contact Lacan coming into contact with Zohar without Elheim existence causes the power to go berserk, transforming Lacan into Graf and leading to the path of destruction for the world. Okay, but so basically it's saying Lacan gets in contact with Zohar without Elheim, or Sophia, whoever, you know, whatever her name is in that existence. And it says it transforms Lacan into Graf. I've always understood Graf to be a vengeful spirit situation. Lacan body is dead after contact. Graf remains. I thought Khan was alive because Wise Man. But I mean, I don't know. Okay, then it also says, this is meant to analyze the difference in ability between the Diablos and human beings. Diablos were constructed according to plan, starting from distant 10,000 years before. For it was calculated that after the resurrection of Deus, strong enemies would threaten, as in the continuance of the Stellar War, and they were placed with this possibility. Miang took note of those humans being marked for Deus, those with ether ability, and attempted to play both sides in the struggle, seeking only to side with the victor. Human beings would come out the winners even with very few survivors. And in particular, those humans excelling with the mark of ability. In order to awaken the complete Deus as weapon, Miang wanted an intermediary of human beings. As a result, the angels were born due to the resurrection of Deus. It becomes clear when looking deeply into all of this that Lacan took the unconscious path as inheritor of the role of contact, and his inward emptiness made him incapable of complete contact, causing him to adopt the destructive personality. A personality separated from Lacan due to the contact with Zohar is Graf. He's the possessor of great power who destroyed the world. After abandoning his fleshly body, he continued his own consciousness by taking possession of others. That's the answer. There it is. He is just taking possession of other people, and that's probably why he is a masked entity that you never really, you know, technically see his face. So okay, so there it is. That's what was kind of like bothering me. Like, I don't understand how Graf works. Originally, Graf was the personality created from the manifestation of the contact's power. Graf can only yearn as he himself is an incomplete part of the contact. And desiring to merge with the present-day contact Faye, he possessed Khan and planned for the merge with Zohar and gaining of ultimate power. As the one who desired power, the menace of Graf's normal wish for power was probably a result of the will of Lacan, who felt powerless at losing Sophia. So, hold on. Hold on, I got this. I'm gonna draw you guys a picture. Art. If I can find a way to do this. Hold on. Do I have like Microsoft Paint? Let's see here. Okay. I found it. Art. Yes. All right. Wait, I don't see it. What the heck? Why isn't it? It's not showing up. No! What do we think Graf smells like? Oh wait, I think it actually says. No, it doesn't. Never mind. He was one of the ones that it doesn't give that information. Wait, let me check again though. Because like, don't forget. That's part of this, is that they gave a scent. Nope, Graf was missing it. I was kind of disappointed that the elements also don't have a scent included to them. He doesn't give you the impression he cares about bathing. I think that's fair. I don't know that he does. I don't know why I can't get this on screen here. Maybe it has to be game capture. Speed stick musk is what SNES says. Yeah, it won't let me capture it. Yeah, it's just giving me issues. Okay, that's annoying. Hello, Matt. Okay, maybe this will work. But it's not gonna be good. Okay, here we go. Alright. Let me just make this bigger. Okay. Alright, so this is what we got, right? Brushes. Okay, so let me just type this up. This is the present. make this big. Oop. No. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing. It turns out I don't know how to use MS Paint. I'm really bad at... Okay. Present. So we have... These are really bad circles, so don't mind this. I did appreciate your joke. Shh, be quiet. Okay, so this is Lacan's spirit. See if I can make it a little bigger. 20. There we go. Lacan's spirit. And this is Faye. Okay, but like, let me just draw another line in between. Like this. And then... Okay. Then this is reincarnation. It really wants me to listen to this music, huh? Right now. Okay. Now... Oh, not that. I don't know if this makes any sense yet, but... It kind of does to me. Okay, so then... Alright, so then we have this. You'll see once I have text in here. Okay, now... We got... Graph. Then we have con. And then... Okay, let me finish it. Trust in the process, okay? Trust in the process. Is all I can say. Okay. So... Thank you for the Moogle visit. And then... Okay. Next word. We got... Pose... Did we just hear this? Okay. This is basically... This is too many circles, I can't following it. I'm trusting B, you're the one not trusting. Okay, so right now, Lacan's spirit was reincarnated as Faye. Okay? They are known over the ages as the Contact, who is based off of a child named Abel who was on the Eldritch at the beginning of everything. And the Eldritch was basically traveling. Deus took over the ship, crashed to Earth, and during the time of that crash, Abel, aka the much later or earlier version of Faye, after many reincarnations, has contact with Zohar. Yeah, that's true. Then you would do id and emotionally stable Fae. That's actually a very good part. So that's that. But Lacan's spirit also split off and became Groff's spirit. Now it sounds like Groff's spirit has the ability to possess people, and it sounds like for maybe not the entire time, but for a decent amount of time, Groff possessed Faye's father, Khan. And they have merged in a sense. Then I question what the wise man is. I thought Faye made contact on the ship. No, the character's name is Abel. Abel is the only person who survives the Eldritch crash. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's what I was saying. Okay. Now, as for Khan Wong, at the time when he worked as a lieutenant in Shavat, he met the Nissan Orthodox postulant Karen, and they were married. We're about to hear about this. The next year, Faye was born. Dang, they worked fast. I'm not judging. Receiving a directive from Zephyr, they returned home to the surface. 4 years later, Groff attacked. Because of this and his defeat in battle, Karen died due to Faye's berserk, which is part of, I think, why id exists. Groff took away Faye, who had awakened as id, yes. Afterwards, he went to search for Groff's whereabouts, and 3 years before the present, battled with him once again. This time, he was possessed by Groff. Okay. As for the wise man, after the fusion between Groff and Khan, he is another form of Khan. In contrast to Khan, this is about the wise man, who is a bodily manifestation of Lacan's will, Wiseman is closer to Khan's true personality. During Groff's activities for brief moments, Wiseman can come to the fore. Unlike Groff, who wants destruction, while in Wiseman form, he wants to save the world. Brother. What have I walked into? We're just talking about Faye. We're talking about Faye and Lacan and Groff and, there's a lot to it. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot. There's actually a really cool short story that's in the Perfect Works that I will want to share at the end as well. So these are... whatever this is inside the Perfect Works. And it's called the Xenogears experience. What did the user want from this work? And I'm just going to read an excerpt of what one person was hoping for. And it doesn't specify who these people are. I don't know if these are people who worked on it or what. So, confusion in Xenogears. The people expect a great deal from a game that boasts a huge story. And as Xenogears is story-oriented, the chance for the player to be involved is huge. And what about the story? So much in the mind while playing and after. My personal take on this is unique and not like anyone else's. I read into the characters and actions differently from other players. The value in the game is not whether it's boring or fun, but in that you take what you take away with you. Saying it's just interesting may not be believed by others. Players can now broaden the scope of their discussions by using the internet and their persocons. I'm not sure what that means. This story is on a much larger scale than most robot and mech animes. Yeah, I know Big Joe did a good job. He did a science. Isn't he talented? The idea of the hero as tortured and the self-sacrificing heroine. The individual meaning is according to each gamer's impression. Probably my ideas are off base, but the player and the game are intertwined in a complex dance. To go into further detail, my version of the game was what my impression of what unfolded to me. This is different from anyone else's impression and feelings during the game, and so in this sense, it is my own creation. But I feel like you could say this about any game. I just want to say that because it's an interesting thing that this person has said. All the components come together: music, visual, heroes, villains, and while nothing that happens is unheard of, the whole comes together for me in a unique way, so that I always remember when hearing part of the music what my feelings were right then. For this reason, there is no one version of the story, no right way of looking at it. Taking up the running theme like its pulse, I take my own impressions and tie it all together as my own thing. I have the feeling that this is mine. It belongs to me. So in times of sadness, I cry. Happiness brims over me with joy. Ah, that is what it is meant to be. On the other hand, if it wasn't the case, this game would just be for general entertainment and one wouldn't have more than... I actually don't know what the point of that is. Dang it, where's the section about disc 2? Maybe it's the next page. Oh, here we go. This is about the major flaws in Xenogears. There are many places the player will get lost, and in the process, the story building is off balance. And because the story is deeply layered, it's off balance, it gets all screwed up. And it's very possible that the player goes away feeling the entire thing was a complete failure. For most people, this occurred with the insertion of Disc 2. Then the long monologue. Up till now, the player has had part in it. He's had his hands in the story, and it was taken away. The Fae and Ellie we had known became strangers. So from the comfort of the gamer's own world, we're thrust out and confronted with reality, when it won't do what we say anymore. And many ask, how could they have a monologue in a game? And the feeling of dissatisfaction on the part of the gamer grows so that the monologue is almost disregarded. Starting with Lahan Village, it was I who went and did things, talked to people, and helped in the process of world building. And all of a sudden, to have this mood taken away was a real shame. Had the creators simply used this as a method to try and attract other types of gamers, it wouldn't feel so bad. No matter what is found out after the stories in Xenogears wasn't finished, and it's not limited to the monologue. It wouldn't have been simple to make it like the game of Disc 1. Probably it's unfinished as it ever will be. Maybe if the players are aggravated enough, it could be redone in the future. And so Xenogears is quite a game for the players to contend with. It is mostly monologues, yeah. I also want to just say, in all of the perfect works, I never came across any kind of mention of Final Fantasy VII. Not a single damn time. Nobody said it. Nobody said the thing. Here's a note the writers left though, about Xenogears being brought into being. Such a lot of information already, they didn't want to bog the gamers down, and so the associations and context would be disrupted. At the end of Disc 2, I felt let down after the length and scope of the first disc, and oftentimes I thought if they hadn't cut that, I guess it's okay that they cut it. But it wouldn't have shown much anyways, because of so many details it's almost overwhelming. After this, I thought I'd try to understand the story. Lacan's philosophy and Mirror of Stages, and Jung's philosophies were both key. I went to play this again, uncovering even more. And this wasn't the first or second time. While reading and understanding directly, it made my mouth hang agape. No, I didn't finish it. We're just like reading Perfect Works stuff. And the thing about Perfect Works is this is a fan translation. So it gets kind of like hard to understand sometimes. And so the meaning of Xenogears. Well then, what about Xenogears? Games are usually considered kids' fare, but this is way beyond in scope and imagination. And it utilized technology and sound and graphics that were not possible in a game years ago. It will probably have quite an impact on players. Many will ask, why did Xenogears have to be in game format? What are the players doing with a controller for tens of hours? So some will wonder if it needed to be a game at all. But the question has no meaning. Xenogears could have been a novel, anime, or whatever. The story would have been told anyway. But Xenogears is a game with a story that players can interact with. I think this is the most important element. And even incomplete, that just leaves room for the player's imaginations. The story is realized in the gamer's own mind. Because it's unfinished, many are left with a sense of dissatisfaction. But isn't that dissatisfaction the actual meaning of Xenogears? Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. The player determines the next step in the story, fights, battles, and assigns his own meaning after all. And so the player, of course me too, tries to beat the game in any way they like. There's no tried and true way, as you play through making your own story. Take a long look inside and see what it's trying to tell you. This might be the actual meaning of Xenogears. The merging of the gamer and the story into one, who both transcend their retrospective media. I just thought that was fascinating. As much as it, like, fucking... it didn't make sense, but... Like, it makes sense, but, like, the way there feels very redundant. And I just thought that last part specifically was very intriguing. I've just, like... I don't know. I feel like I should keep this diagram. I do not wish to become young. Yeah, right. The biggest thing is, for years, devs have treated games as art versus money-making venues, but we continue to see the overbearing impact of corporate leadership in more recent years. Big time. And I mean, like, we always talk about wanting this to be remade, but, like, I don't know that it would still encapsulate the soul of the original game. You know, like, Aaron and I have joked about it before. I don't know if it was, like, Discord or here, but, like, it would be so funny if after all these years of people begging for this game to get remade, that all of a sudden it happens and, like, disc 2 remains the way it is. And my big thing is I would love to see disc 2 actually get completed, but imagine if that was, like, the intention the whole time. I haven't played Xenosaga yet, so I don't have any opinion on that yet. I think if they did it like 2.5 HD with new polygonal models, it could work. I was thinking, I've always said kind of like Star Ocean 2, how they did that, I thought was honestly perfect for it. I'm thankful Xenogears was a JRPG because I have an easier time retaining information when my hands are productive and I have control on the flow. If it was a book, I'd keep spacing out. Oh, me too. Definitely. I feel like Atlas could do this game justice, but then they'd put a dick monster in it. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. The funny thing is I would have probably bounced off the game more if Disc 2 were complete, because the game was already long. That's very yes, it is. I mean, keeping in mind, I was at 70 hours in-game time when I got to Disc 2. So, just tuned in and I'm hearing about a dick monster. What game is this? Oh, it's Xenogears. But if Atlas made it, there would be a dick monster. I think Dick, there, actually, yeah, there is a Dick monster. The giant, well that that they fight near the Thames. The butt plug ship, yeah. I don't know. It's so funny because, like, I don't like to talk about this game and be like, feel like I'm treating it like that it's this esoteric piece of like art or anything like that, but I do think that part of the mystique of why this game is so interesting is that obviously the creators had a lot of really big and grand ideas and didn't really have the means to create everything they wanted to, right? And I think it's so fascinating because, yeah, as Ness said, like, art is becoming lost. I do think that that's part of why Expedition 33 was so beloved. Because it actually felt like somebody tried to, like, artistically approach it. And I'm not saying that games aren't beautiful, by the way. It just feels like there's a lot of games that lack soul in the same way the games in the 90s have. That's really what I'm feeling. I don't know. It was a very large creative risk. You're right. It was. But I guess I should probably get into the game, huh? The concept of humanity is being lost as corporate interests are prioritized over all else. But that's as far as I'll go into that. No, you're good. You're good. I agree, though. PlayStation noise. Exactly. Well, and I think that that's what people really don't think about is that, like, gaming is still very new and there's still a lot of learning to happen with, like, the medium and trial and error. And, like, I feel like a lot of us, at least those of us who are like 30 plus, we're very, very fortunate to see it, the art and process of video game making, like, so quickly progress. Can you go get me an Olipop? Not a grape one. I don't know, but I also feel like it progressed too quickly. I'm waiting for this cutscene because I really want to watch it. Hi, Jeff. I mean, look at voice acting. Like, voice acting in video games, I think in maybe the past, like, 10 years has started to become a form of, like, something that is taken serious, where before that it was genuinely usually the same 5 voice actors.
One problem.
What? No, that's fine. You can get me that. Or see if there's a cherry Coke. Why is it not starting? Hello? I love when B philosophizes. It's not often, but I do have a brain today. Thank you for the Prime sub. Oh, I can open that. Thank you. You have to ask how many game studio financiers and C-level execs are actual gamers. My guess is not a lot. Even if they are, they have to answer to shareholders. Yeah. And I bet you those shareholders hardly ever play games. It's not... It's not starting. That's a little worrying. I don't know why. I guess I could hit new game. That's true. Hold on. Voice acting is really blurring the line because they incorporate facial capture and mocap now. Yeah. Millennials have the last taste of the start of gaming IMO because while Mario, Tetris, and Pokemon were kicking off, those to me felt like the strongest initial waves of worldwide phenomenon. All with early Game Boy entries. Yeah. All right, I'll do new games so we can... I can't do it because of that. Okay, you're gonna get to hear the noise again. Well, I'll watch it then later. I'll just watch it when we beat it. I don't want to have to do that. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, guys. I have a lot of thoughts. And thinking. Where did you get that? Wait, that was it. Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Never mind. Never mind. Black Mage? Okay. Okay. Here we are. Yeah, maybe it isn't. Dreams. Guys, we're at 85 hours, by the way. Can you please bring my drink back here? I remember watching a video where Ian McKellen was breaking down because he had so much... He had to do so much improv in front of a green screen for CGI work and had no one to play off of while acting. Meanwhile, VAs are doing that full time. Yeah, I mean, Ben Starr with FF16. When I interviewed him, he was saying like he did a bulk of that actually at home because he recorded it during like the height of the pandemic. And like all he had to talk to was his dog. If I could make 100? No, I don't think it's gonna take that long. I don't think so. It's a Diet Coke. Please do not drink my Diet Coke. Okay. Yeah, it is good, because it's mine. It's mine. She just keeps taking it. Alright, here we go. Yap to 100. I've already yapped for an hour. God, the interplanetary invasion weapon Deus, had awakened and its arc, Merkaba, was activated. Deus began to absorb one after the other the mutated people destined to be its parts, while the non-mutated would eventually only become a threat to it. To exterminate us and our civilization, it set into action. The planet's surface was devastated by Merkaba, and the weapons born from out of it called the Seraph Angels. See, this would have been a really dope cutscene. While pursuing the newly awakened Deus, we chanced upon Faye, whose whereabouts had hitherto been lost, along with his gear Veltal, discovered together at the place where Merkaba was originally located. We were overjoyed by Faye's return, but it was short-lived. For some unknown reason, Faye was found in a state of suspended animation. He did not regain consciousness. The people of Shavat, and we ourselves, feared a relapse of Faye's, Id's power, and had no choice but to put Faye into carbonite freeze. I don't remember that. They Han Soloed him, yeah, actually. Your Majesty, why do the people of Shavat fear Faye so much? Even if Groff and Id's power are comparable. It is not that we fear him. We fear the error we ourselves have committed, and now we're simply trying to put a lid on it. The error that you yourselves committed? Shavat instigated a battle 500 years ago to gain our independence from Solaris. However, we became overcome with the lust for power. Fearing the war-torn people's will would no longer be with Shavat, but with the Nissan Mother, and that the people would assemble under Sophia. The Council of Elders of Shavat back then made a deal with Solaris. A deal? Yes. At the time, Solaris, or the Gazel Ministry to be exact, were at odds with a woman who held the real power behind the scenes. Would that happen to have been Maya? Most probably it was. Koji. Fearing the increasing power of the masses assembling in Nissan, the Gazel Ministry schemed to hand over to us their antagonist, Maya, and promised a division of the rulership over the Earth's surface. But in exchange, we had to give them the rebel army that had assembled in Nissan, and also their patron, Sophia. The leaders of Shavat accepted, and it was decided that Nissan would be the location of the final decisive battle with Solaris. Shavat did not participate in that battle. Where are we at in the story? This is basically like we fought Deus, the Band-Aid Deus, if that helps. Yeah, me either, Aaron. I don't mind the reading, pressing button things. Visual novels is VNs. But it's true, yeah, I don't feel like visual novels were so much of a thing at this point. Point and clicks existed, but those were mostly voice acted at that point. And you didn't really see them in the way of, like, Japanese style, I guess. Yeah, there were VNs, but they were not as common. They were not as common as this. And I think that that's why it wasn't so... Like, two things can be true at once, right? And as translation became easier or localization and stuff became more accessible, you started to see them. Like, I feel like visual novels in maybe the past 15 years have become more of a thing. As when it comes to popularity and stuff. Yeah, I mean in the US, by the way, not in Japan. In Japan, that was a bigger thing. Shavat did not participate in that battle. Thwarted by the awesome number of Solarian army, and with their path of retreat cut off, the Nissan rebel army ran out of options and was destroyed. Yeah, those Solarian numbers are awesome. That really threw me off. Caught up in the middle of all of this was Lacan, Bart's ancestor Roni, myself, and Karelin. Yo, what's up, Gabs? By the way, another thing, I'm just gonna switch over to this real quick, but while I was looking into the timeline, I just need to say, apparently, Sophia, I mean, and this should make sense because of Marguerite, right? Like, Marguerite is a distant relative of Sophia. But Bart is quite literally very, very closely related to Sophia, yeah. So, yeah. I don't know, I just thought it was neat. I don't know why that was a big moment for me, so. Xenogears is good. We're in the lore portion. This is not, like, I haven't beat the game, but Disc 2 is basically a visual novel. So we're getting lore, and we're discussing a lot of that stuff right now. So if you plan on playing Xenogears, or you haven't played it before, just be careful. I might beat it in the next day or so. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Clip show between a few bosses and yeah, basically. But thank you for the raid. I hope you're doing well. You were also there? Yes. Surrounded on all sides. We were prepared to die. And then, the rebel force's flagship appeared with Sophia on board. She sacrificed herself so as to create a path for our retreat. Sophia's ship headed straight for the enemy's main ship on a suicide attack. Oh shoot! What an interesting animation, like the sepia tone, right? Yeah, it's grainy, right? Well, it's been a while. It makes sense. This is like me trying to remember something when I was 5, right? You know, it's funny. We've been talking about Beyond Two Souls because Heavy Rain keeps coming up. Have you ever played that before, Gabs? Thanks to Sophia's sacrifice, we were able to survive. However, her death forever changed the fate of 2 men. Corellian, who followed closely under her as the leader of the Nissan sect's militia, completely lost faith after calling out to a god that would not respond. I will create God with my own hands, were his last words he uttered before he disappeared. And Lacan, he resented himself for not having the power to do anything while she died in front of him. So he began to search for the legendary power. Legendary power? God's resting place, the canon, the ground where God sleeps, the source of wisdom, Raziel, the vessels of anima that were created from God's wisdom. Beside these, another legend exists, and that is Zohar. Zohar? Maya called that the power reactor of God, Deus, which is also the source of all of our ether power. The phenomenon alteration system. It isn't the same name, is it? It would have to be one and the same thing. It's the place that contains the ultimate source of this world's power. It is said that only he who has the correct destiny would be able to discover its location. Losing all faith in humanity, Lacan sought after its power. Lacan became Groth, and the world collapsed. This tragedy happened because of the people's lust for power. I must take part of the responsibility for not having been able to stop it. And now Faye, the one who has the same power as Groth. We just wanted to seal up that dreadful power that arose from our own sinful deeds. Jason? Yep. Oh, you just played Heavy Rain. It's such a good... I really kind of want to replay it. It was a fun time when I played it. It's been a while now. Groth, the man once known as Lacan, sought after the power of Zohar. The one who has the same power as Graf Fey. I had this premonition that Fey too would awaken and seek out that power, and that presentiment became reality. I know, he doesn't even have his own chair. Fucking Satan took over the cuck chair. That's kind of messed up. Also, let me just say, I had a little bit of a crisis today when I realized that Satan's only 29 years old. What the fuck? I thought he was like 37. I thought he was older than me, okay? I mean, that's his, like, yeah, 29. He lies like a 26-year-old true. I thought he was a silver fox too. I know, but that's, hey, perfect work says 29. I know he looks older than me too. He's got dad energy. My ad, I can't skip it. Gabs, if you have to raid and run, Tears of Mana, it's good to see you. If you guys have to raid and run, I have to BRB really quick because my ads are kicking in. So I'll be back with more reading in a brief moment. I just need to go make sure my daughter is done in the shower, because if I don't, she will never get out of the shower. So BRB. Satan sitting in the chair is stolen valor. True. It's fucked up of him. Thank you for 3 months, by the way. Yeah, I was thinking about that with Satan's wife in Midori. I don't know that they're mentioned again. At least according to Perfect Works, though, they seem chill. Like, they seem okay, I don't know. Alright, back to it. Oh, good. I'm glad that the daughter is okay. What's up, Grim? It's creeping. Oh, I know, right? I would love just like a lore Bible inside the game if they remade Xenogears. Yes, they did show up. Probably right. I probably read that right before you showed up. Where am I? Who am I? This is my memory? Doc? Rico? Billy? Wise Man? Gruff? Everyone. My memories. Man, he didn't say choo-choo? Fuck. Ellie? Yeah, right? Mother? Who are you? I'm surprised. That's pretty clever. You are... id? I misjudged you. I didn't expect you, the fake personality, would create a fourth persona. Fourth persona? You can't feel anything. You shut up inside your ego. Oppressing facts and truths you won't face. You're afraid of them, so you desired to completely shut yourself off from the outside world. And so you formed a fourth persona, a fourth Fae. The name doesn't matter. He's the one on the stage. He's the one who's in control of our body. But it's useless. It is a useless form of resistance. Come with me. Wait. What are you doing? He has the key. I merely want to borrow it. I've got to go somewhere. Are you coming too? Come on, guys. Eat up. You haven't been able to get this kind of food around here lately, have you? Well, this is also due to my business savvy. What's wrong, Lacan? You look kinda down. What's bothering you? Are you worried about something? There's Krellian over there, too. It's nothing. I'm just thinking about painting Sophia. I don't know why I agreed to do her portrait. Sophia? You mean your childhood friend who's now Nissan's sacred mother? She's not really a childhood friend. I just made her acquaintance at the monastery near my home when I was a child. Hold on a second, hold on a second, hold on a second. Wait! I need to check something here. And maybe I should just wait it out and see what the conversation is, but, the birth timeline here with Sophia. Oh, never mind. Jacqueline and Renee are together. And they have some... Okay. Okay. They have a soul dig. It looks like. Okay. Just checking. Sage Soraya was cooking, making the beefy one Renee and the elegant one Roni. I agree. I agree. Renee probably is the name, right? I just made her acquaintance at the monastery near my home when I was a child. She went to the clinic there for convalescence. She was frail. So, what are you worried about painting her for? She does not wish herself to become a symbol of her sect. Actually, it seems she wasn't interested in having her portrait painted at first. And when she heard I'd be the painter, she turned around and agreed. That's what I don't understand. I see. Then she must like you. What are you talking about? That's how women are, right, Corellin? Corellian? Hey, Corell! Corell! Look at his blue hair. Huh? What's up? You not having any? It's ready to eat. Ah, yeah. The Sacred Mother of Nissan, huh? What? Are you out to offend Divine Providence or something, Lacan? Cut it out. It's not like that. Oh, look how close he's getting. What? You gotta lighten up a little. Yeah, yo, Krell. Sophia first showed me that books are the best way to calm the spirit, and now I'm hooked on reading. You might say he's hooked on phonics, am I right? I'm not trying to brag, but I've learned a lot of things I never knew before. Lately, I've been reading this. What is it? Something I borrowed from Melchior. It's about a form of molecular engineering, nanotechnology. I believe it's a book found in the ancient ruins of the Zavoim civilization. I was gonna say, his hair is actually not blue anymore, probably because of nanotechnology, nanomachines, whatever, because he is technically, I think, 500 years old. So yeah, that's the only, that's what I think, but... I'm not trying to brag, but I used to be real stupid. That's relatable, though. I was gonna say stress, that probably plays a factor, too. It's a copy of someone's research report, but it's incomplete. I think there were even more wonderful things written in it, but we'll never know now. It's always nanomachines, guys. What's wrong? You don't look so good. Lately, you've seemed melancholy almost every day. Has something happened? I don't know. I just can't paint right now. Sorry, but do you mind if we stop here for today? I see. It's not good to push yourself too hard. Why don't you rest up for a little while? I'll have Corellian take you. Even so, there was a time when I did some pretty vicious things. I lashed out at random. Everyone around me feared me, even my friends. I lived a life surrounded by people who looked at me with fear in their eyes. But she was the only one who wasn't afraid of me. She would just smile. Peace of mind. She was the one who taught me what that was and how I could receive it. She taught me how to live as a human. What are you doing, Lacan? Oh, it's you. Brilliant. I was thinking I'd stop painting the portrait. Why stop now? It's the circumstances. I shouldn't be painting her at a time like this. Eventually, she, too, must stand at the front lines, so... Is that really the problem? Lacan. Her smile. It's killing me. The more she smiles at me, the more I feel my very being becoming insignificant. Inside my heart, there's this empty existence. Other than painting, I have no worth. Yet she continues to accept my presence. I feel like I'm getting smaller and smaller. I didn't have this feeling in the beginning. I just wanted to paint her one more minute, one more second longer. I wanted to keep on painting forever, but suddenly I couldn't. As the picture neared completion, the empty part of me started to manifest itself in my brushstrokes. I too once tried painting, and it destroyed my self-worth. That's relatable. I was meant to be painting her as she really is, but this picture is my own self. My empty self has begun to appear within there. That's why I've got to stop now. Your own self? You're just running away. You can't bear it when she smiles at you. By painting her portrait, you notice the gap between your own inner emptiness and her inner abundance. And you could not fill that gap. That's why you're quitting your own painting. You're refusing her. Even so, you can't bring yourself to leave her, can you? In spite of that, why is it that she continues to smile at you? You who can't accept her feelings. You who won't accept her feelings. Tell me why. If it was me who was receiving such feelings. He'd lay the pipe, clearly. That's what he would say if he continued there. You're neglecting yourself too much. Why aren't you kinder to yourself, mistress? Is this really her true expression? Yeah. To people who don't know her that well, I guess. Her smile? I don't know. The smile in this picture is somehow different from the one she usually shows us. I realize that Khan's feelings are in there, but I don't think she's ever opened herself up and shown her inner self to others like this before. Did you see Corellian's like turning around like, let me look at that picture. She had to have smiled at me like that. You've been painting such a beautiful expression of Sophia. I just can't see the reason why you'd want to stop. Beautiful. Forget it. This picture, it's anything but beautiful. Thank you for gifting a sub to Moon Knight, Mozzie. Lacan, you say you're empty, then why do you come along with us? What we've been doing up till now ain't just acts of mercy, it's a fight for freedom. Time and again, you've been through life-threatening situations with us. A man who has nothing in his heart couldn't do that kind of thing, right? Roni, you're giving me too much credit. As long as you do something to keep yourself occupied, you can ignore the hollowness inside. From the beginning, my very existence itself was an emptiness. It wouldn't matter if I were to die right now. You live, you die, that's all. Pessimistic as usual, Lacan. And now you're lying. It's just that you're not good at expressing your own feelings. You're not empty. She knows that. And that's why she only shows you her true smile. Hot take, Lacan and Krellian are just Cecil and Kane, but Lacan job changes in reverse. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah, actually, that was pretty, like, fire wording there. I agree. Because I feel like I relate to that in some ways. I don't deserve to see her true smile. She's the hope of the people, their support. There's so much more for her to do. Why would she open her heart to a mere artist like me? Bro! Bro! Aw, man, timing. Hey, bro, what are you doing here? What's up? The Council of Elders in Shavat issued a decision. Tomorrow we'll leave for Soylent. Soylent? That's in Solaris. Yeah, and Sophia will be coming with us. That's ridiculous. The number of refugees is still increasing. We can't afford to have Sophia leave Nissan. And going to Soylent, that's plain foolish. It's too dangerous. What are the elders thinking? No. It wasn't the council's wish. It was Sophia's will. It appears that she expressed this desire herself. It can't be. What is she thinking? Originally, we talked about it just being us. Just us? Is the chair coming? Nope. Sophia! Sophia? Lacan, what are you doing? You keep back. I knew we couldn't leave Sophia in your care. I'll protect her, even if it costs me my life. Well... why don't you go get some rest, Carell? You haven't slept since the day before yesterday, have you? You shouldn't do that to yourself. I'm fine. It's not a problem. Look, I'll watch over her, so you go sleep. What are we gonna do if you also fall ill? Don't forget, you're the head of the Sex military forces. Okay, I suppose you're right. Always walking out all slow. Dang. Fucking Lacan, is he like sleeping in a chair? Not the- I said the sect! Not the sex! Guys. Stop. Ellie, I'm so sorry. It was my misjudgment that did this to you. The sex military, though, wow. I was terrified. It was like you could see right through me. Your eyes. That look. That was me that was being reflected back in your eyes. I was looking at myself, and thus painting myself. Couldn't stand it, so that's why. Oh, Ellie, what in the heavens did you find inside of me? When you wake up, I think I will ask you that. On second thought, no. No, I don't want to burden you with my concerns. Besides, I wouldn't be able to ask you. One look into your eyes and I can't say a thing. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how I feel. You're the sweetest person. Ellie? You're someone who cannot bear to see others hurt by your own actions, so you hold everything in and bear all the burden. If you get hurt in the end, you think that's fine. That's what I like about you. Stop. Don't say that. If you become just another human, everyone will... Humans aren't all that frail, you know. They don't need a symbol who is just appearances only. I believe that if you have light in your heart, you can overcome any hardship. What I've been doing is simply showing people that such light exists in the hearts of everyone. I'm just a woman, and to fulfill my womanhood, I'm prepared to throw away anything, even in this position. I'm just playing the role of Sophia, but I'm still me. I haven't changed. A cowardly, selfish crybaby. I'm still the same. Could you live a lie like that and still be happy? I don't want to do that. Oh, Lacan, I want to live more honestly with myself. To be able to tell the man that I love that I do love him, and I don't care if I get hurt or rejected. You only have one life. I don't want to turn around later and regret not having done such things. Dude, is he right outside? Awkward. You think I'll let it end here? We're not their possessions. Okay. Oh, we have to watch that again. Yeah. I like Disc 2. I'm with you. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like it. Sophia, what are you doing? I'm ending this. You won't need to fight anymore. So, Corellian, please open your fist, and with your open hand, gently hold the people who will continue to live. Don't be foolish. We'll help you escape. So please stop. Thank you, Lacan. But sorry. There's no other way. Ellie. What is it? I actually don't know if I could handle a remake, guys. I don't know. I feel like I'd just cry the whole time. People support each other to live. It's what brings us happiness. So share that happiness, and please, Lacan, live. Lacan literally did the fucking opposite, man. Like, he lived, but like through vengeance and rage. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. No worries, Lord Pup. Thank you for lurking. Ellie! Yeah, no one took her words seriously at all. Except for maybe Zephyr. Because Zephyr actually feels bad. And like, I don't know. We were sacrificed as pawns in order to protect their own authority. Sophia was... Is this the ideal world we've been searching for? What have we been doing? Heading towards Sophia's ideals. Is this our salvation? This isn't fair. Sophia was sacrificed for those bastards. Sophia said if you just have faith, the path to what you hope for will open. Look at reality. God didn't answer our prayers. Is that because we didn't have faith? Even if we didn't have faith, Sophia did. Why did she have to be sacrificed? Is God dead? Is he just not there? Maybe God never even existed to begin with. He's going through what every teenager goes through at some point. Faith in God. Do not look for it on the outside, for it is something one must build from within oneself. I see. That's it. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. Corellian? Sophia, please guide me. I will destroy all false pretenses of love for you. Yeah, I was saying that's not what she means! No! Oh, gosh. We need to gather all of our surviving comrades. We'll never beat them if we fight them individually. Men would rather create their own god and generate a physical manifestation of a split personality than go to therapy. Meanwhile, the entirety of Disc 2 is mostly characters sitting in a fucking chair. Yeah, that's real. Men will create God and just say, hell yeah. Yeah, it's true. So let us create a country that we can someday stand up against them. What are you gonna do, Lacan? Paint her boobs, her bosom. What's up, Strife? It's like how she'd like to be remembered with bigger boobs. What's up, Strife? We're in big lore moments, so if you have not played this and you want to play it, be careful. There's gonna be spoilers. How are you doing? Ellie? Oh, hey. Yeah, no worries. What were you up to tonight? If only you had power, you could have saved her. You want it, don't you? Unrivaled power. Carillion is wasn't immortal in a sense. He used nano machines to like do the life extension, kind of like Zephyr. Zephyr and him are 500 years old. I was doing Rebirth, did a date, and then I'm one mission away from finishing the Eccentric Swordman. Oh, that's exciting. I really look forward to at some point replaying Rebirth and doing a lot more of the side content. Don't you want to become the absolute being? Mitochondria Eve moment. There. That's what I've sought after. But wait. It's not what I want. No, this is my very desire. The snow particles live. I haven't played Xenosaga, so I'm not really sure. So this is where Faye's being held. He deserves it. Let me prey on his weeping face as if it were an idol. As if I would. Ugh. What is this? Why is Dan here? Get out of here, Dan. Fuck. This is terrible. No matter what, this is going way too far. He's still alive? How could you possibly be? You're a human too, aren't you? Darn. Faye? Oh, Faye. I thought you were crying. Huh? Midori, it's you. Don't scare me like that. Crying? Who's crying? You mean our friend Faye is crying? Don't call me your friend. My headcanon was Dan was always a mutant, but people thought he was just ugly, so he's immune. That's a good headcanon. Yeah, I haven't played Xenosaga. I'm planning on playing it probably next year, you know? So. Angry. Hurt. Sorry. Iris was like having a FaceTime call directly like right by me, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to read, girl. He'll wake up soon. It's calling him. What do you mean? Yeah, I have all 3 episodes. Yep. Whoa. What the? Stop. Stop it. Faye? Dan. Midori. Run. Hurry. Run away. You could. You're right, J-Rog. You're right. 5 head. More like a 10 head. He broke through his carbonite encasing. Id. Faye took his gear, Veltal, and went in search of Zohar. We followed Faye's trail. Eventually, we arrived at the location where Zohar had fallen to Earth. So very long ago. Nothing could have prepared us for what we were going to see there. They just had to show Dan one more time, right? Okay, open menu. Yeah. Open menu. I don't, maybe I should change my party lineup? I don't know. I think there is a fight coming up. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fight Id or whatever. Okay. Alright, we'll just see how this goes, I guess. I'll take Billy, because I don't have Faye. That sucks. It's hard to tell what the Xenoverse is supposed to be aside from a lot of wild concepts strung together. Yeah, it's not a lot. Did I just see Dan's forehead from the Twitch home screen and know it was Xenogears night? Yes, I guess you did. That's so funny. Oh my god. Do you think Id just spent 10 minutes roasting Dan because Faye couldn't? I would like to imagine that absolutely was the case. Yes. And then he told Midori that she's a lovely lady and that they can maybe have soup together. Hi, Damage Plushie. Thank you for the BHA points. Or not points, the bits. I guess let's go. You hung up? Okay. Stay in school, kid. Yeah. What's that? This must be the place. What if Dan is just the larval form of the Gazel Ministry? Yes. Yes. This is as far as you can come. Oh. From here on is my world. You can't enter. What do you mean? You're a subordinate, fake persona. That's why. Subordinate, fake persona? Yes. He is part of my memories from back then. He has sealed away the very meaning of my existence. My drive, my motivation, my subconscious id. Because of that, I became a basic blank persona, aka a basic bitch. I can't tell if that was light glass ice or all of the above. I would like to say all of the above, for sure. And on top of that, I constructed a new persona based on my experiences since then. That is what you are now. Him? You mean father? You call him father? He who never did anything for you? It was because of his cowardly behavior. If only he had been able to protect me. If he had done that, Mother wouldn't have died. Didn't my mother die right after I was born? What really happened to my mother? Tell me, Id. You don't need to know. You'll only disappear soon. Hi, Randy. Along with your basic persona, a coward, I'll rule my being through the power of existence. Huh? Of course you don't know, but it's etched in my metapsychotic memory. This is where voice acting would be nice, because you could know which one is which talking currently. Your persona's fake, so you'll never stand on the stage of consciousness. You'll never be able to take charge of the memories from our past. I know the dreams and hallucinations. I've seen them many times. Also, whatever he's doing, Faye's like movement right now is actually really funny and relatable. But my favorite is that the final frame is him just like his eyes. They're so good. Yeah, come on, yeah. Technically they're the same person, yeah, but what if they just had the same voice actor? I think the like kid would definitely have a different voice. It would probably all be a similar actor, but like different versions or something. I showed them to you on purpose. To break the seal, I chose to weaken the power of your existence. If your mental energy is weakened, then I can become free to do as I wish. Yeah, inflections, yeah, that's it. Oh, Max Middleman, yeah. What? There are still things inside you which you haven't been shown yet. Huh? Someone's coming. It's probably your friends. You must have followed me. Where are you going? I came to re-establish contact with the existence, to tie together all of the threads of your memories since ancient times, and then cut them off. That's the fate of the contact. All is ready. It's time for the true awakening. I'll eliminate all those who were full of hypocrisy from the very beginning. Wait for me, Id. I like that he's like presumably just holding hands with that other Fae. Blah 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 blah. We're just having a good time. We're gonna go shut off your mind. You stay here and observe. It would be Vanessa Hudgens in all those Netflix Christmas movies, yeah. What is this? Ooh. Cool. Faye? This must mean this is Veltal's transformed appearance. Yeah, it's kind of a Parasite Eve moment, right? It's beautiful. Look at it go. Is this where babies come from? This is where gears are born from. Look at this little belly button umbilical cord coming out of its ankle or something. Oh shit! It's a save point! Hey, buddy. Actually, it's the save point is the powerhouse of the cell. Woohoo! A fight. Gosh, man. Vehicular umbilical cords. Actually, yeah, it works. Well, it's not like a gear has an actual penis, Rekka. So the cod piece is, like, insignificant, I would say. Uh-oh. Oh god, Billy might have been the worst person to bring. I don't think I did his equipment properly. Damn it. Lady bots have wing, like they have like boobs drawn on them or something. Yeah, actually they do, but it always sells out really fast and breaks my heart. It sucks that that always happens. Whoa. Yeah, they can. Is that a thing in Zone of the Enders? Oh my god. Yo. Iris is putting all of her Labubus on my desk for some reason. Can I change equipment right now? No, I can't. I can't do it. No, I can't believe I messed this up, man. I'm so bummed. Jessie cannon. Let's try that. Why not? How do I reload in battle, though? Because that is the problem, is he just needs to be, like, ammo reloaded. Oh, thank you. Oh, reload the yeah, that's, yeah. We'll just see. Sometimes I don't even need to. If I find myself having too difficult of a time, I'll reload. I feel like they're a temporary scourge. There's a million of these kinds of things that happen. And when you have kids, you're a lot more privy to them existing, unfortunately. That's really it. Yo, chill. Yeah, same. I don't really like that aspect of it either. Just also the price and the fact that, like, they're all just gonna end up in thrift stores in, like, you know, 6 months, filling them up. That's my prediction anyways. Yeah, I might have to reload save. Man, my ears are not happy with me right now. Yep. Yeah, well, so that's kind of what happened. The first Labubus I ordered ended up being fake. But my situation was, and I've talked about it a lot on stream, but like, I ordered it and then it was held in customs and sent back to the distributor. So it was held in customs for like 2.5 weeks, then it was sent back to the distributor. I genuinely don't know what happened there. Yeah, they were fake. They were lafufus, that's what they call them. Yeah, what's up, Balkman? Unfortunately, the mod is at the point where it's over. It went up to Raziel's tree, and then now we're back to the normal. Yeah, exactly. With the pricing. I think something shifty happened because I don't know why it would have been held in customs for as long as it was. Dark Knight? Okay, hold on. Gosh, where's my Dark Knight button? 8. There we go. This mod good? I've enjoyed it a lot. Here if you're curious about it. That's what I suspect, but I have no way of proving it. Rosie went to the dentist today too. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I can't do this. This is annoying. I'm glad I just... This happened with Billy before too. And I was gonna switch him out of my party, so big regret I didn't. Hello, Reaper. Just yesterday I was wondering if it was time to replay Xenogears again. You should. It's always time to replay it. Now, Iris had 2 Labubus that she was given as birthday presents that are legit, though, so those are on my desk now. No. Oh. Or Iris. Xenogears is Xenosaga Chapter 17. Something like that. I wonder if Emeralda is worth bringing. No, I'm gonna bring Maria. Though... Choo-Choo? Choo-Choo or Maria? What do we think here? I don't really know lore, I'm joking. No, it's okay. So, technically Xenogears is part 5 of what would have been a 6-part story. But, I don't know, that's complex. That's very complex. Took me a full year to get past the tourney registration, and boy, it was a confusing experience. I can only imagine. Huh? Well, they're not, the other games were never released. They were never released. That's per the Perfect Works. So, the Xenogears Perfect Works is a thing that was released after this, you know, came out. It was never released in English, unfortunately, but there is a fan translation out there. I can probably link in chat. Basically, it is called... Xenogears is considered episode 5 of 6. So, episode 1 would have been the era of the Interplanetary War, so basically the lead up of everything that happens, you know, that opening cutscene, essentially, with the Eldritch. Episode 2 is the time of Genesis. This is basically after the Eldritch has crashed to Earth. Episode 3 would have been the Zeboim culture. Episode 4 would have been the Solaris War 500 years ago. Episode 5, Xenogears, and then 6. While the time directly after 5 is pivotal, at this point in time, it remains an absolutely undeveloped episode. It is only known to be the terminal point of Xenogears' world, and from now on, the revealing of information is held back. That is directly from director Tetsuya Takahashi and stuff, so, like, who knows? But unfortunately, they never came to fruition. But all of those are kind of already brought up overall in this. Like, they talk about all of these eras, it's just that they could have been games. That's when we say that this game was really just, like, super ahead of itself. Yes. Basically, that's it. They reuse some concepts in Saga and Blade, but they don't take place in the same timeline. Yeah, that's... as far as it seems, like, there's definitely references, but I don't know. They really like the Star Wars ideas. Alright, there's gonna be an ad break. I'm gonna run it really quick. I'm just gonna quickly zoom through all of this. Devil dress? I'm sure I have better stuff I can put on her, right? I'm so sure I do. Not that I think this matters very much. We'll just do this. Gear. Hi, Jib Cat. Yeah, they were cooking with some experimental gas. You should play it, Willow. It's an incredible, incredible story. Long, but good. Protects ether magic. Increases ether machine strength. You know what? I need to be able to heal, though. So, frame 30 if I have it. Where are you at? Oh, there we go. Prevents pilot confusion. That'll become important at one point, but we're good for now, I think. Okay. Yeah, Alkman. It's funny you say that because I feel like it often gets it's basically a meme at this point how often that gets said. It's like the fun fact that everybody likes to drop. And it's either depressing or too esoteric, and I feel like it's funny. I was saying I've been reading through the Perfect Works, and I've been skimming through it. FF7 is not brought up. It's not brought up at all. So I feel like it's one of those things that, like, people have made a bigger deal than it really is. I'm gonna skip all of this because we've already seen it. I just need to get back to that. So while the ads run, that's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna catch up to where I was. Cerebral, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, though, I feel like there's a lot of similarities between Faye and Cloud in the live stream in a lot of ways. I mean, maybe there's not as many different layers to Cloud, but definitely not too far off. And you have to wonder if they were like, yo, they cooked on this. Let's maybe take this idea a little bit and, like, stir it into things. Even Deus and the mother, like, I mean, but that's like a common thread through a lot of Squaresoft stuff at the time, like Lavos, Genova, Deus, Mitochondria Eve, the sorceresses, like all of that. which I've always found really fascinating. Okay, that ad's about to kick in. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. I wish that that would happen in the United States. Because it feels like we're completely the opposite. It's depressingly just brain dead. There's those ads. Oh, we get to see this again. Ugh. The sack. All we did was consume social media that said we need to hustle more instead of, I don't know, fair treatment and wages. Who needs existentialism when you have Dubai chocolate Labubus? Ugh. God damn it. That's true. Don't worry, there's basically slurping sounds here. What's Dubai chocolate? Okay, I'm gonna just say Dubai chocolate is actually pretty good. But, I don't know, it was like really just over the top thrown in everybody's faces this past year, advertising-wise. Consider yourself lucky. I know big time on TikTok it was being pushed, so it's kind of become a meme at this point as a result. Alright. Yeah, it's true, Shiny. What was it? Iris must have been messing with it. Oh. His gear sword is so cool. Oh gosh, I haven't upgraded her stuff in a while. This actually might have been dumb too. I don't know, I'd have to look into it more, Shiny. I'm sure there's actually a reason for it. Everything I've had a question for, I found an answer for, oddly enough. Damn. I didn't know there was a mass recall of stuff with pistachios. I missed that. really was into pistachios, so I missed that. Also, welcome back from ads. Sorry about that. Yeah, the sample from YouTube. So it is, it's from Marlon Brando's son's trial. So the clip is total sentence imposed as 10. It's actually been known for a decent amount of time. I still hear something degenerate, I feel like. You can still get them read. Oh. How is Silk Song? I hope you're enjoying it. I think that Mitsuda was just having a good time. I really see this as like a huge experiment for his sound. If I ever got a chance to meet him, I would ask him that, though. That is the one question I would ask. Like, why that clip? Yeah, Mike Troyd, Chumbawamba was originally an anarchist punk band. And so, like, if you listen to anything else by them, it sounds wildly different from that specific hit. I actually saw them play at a cafe once in, like, West Philly. They were great. They were pretty cool. Thank you for the Moogle visit. So I remember because I had that album and I listened to the rest of the album and I feel like that was like kind of gateway drug into me getting into punk rock. Oddly enough. It wasn't a club, it was a cafe in West Philly. There was like maybe 15 people there, including the band. It was very small. It was called the Green Line. Yeah, they don't like to do big stuff like that. They're very, like, very low-key. Yeah, Green Day was a lot of people's gateway drug. I was on the radio, though, so I never really considered it, you know, as the thing, but I'm pretty sure I got into Chumbawamba before Green Day. Like, my mom really liked Green Day, and that for me was like an instant, like, ew, I don't want to like the same stuff as my mom. My generation was far more about Bad Religion, Sex Pistols, yeah. Ramones. Yeah, oh, I think there are a lot of people who really got into punk rock in general, whether it be pop punk or, you know, like you said, Dead Kennedys, from the Tony Hawk soundtrack, big time. Yeah, so many people did. It's cool because Tony Hawk is like playing that music now. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but I know he was doing Superman or whatever. The power of video games, you know? Huge. I remember reading that Emeralda's gear was supposed to have arms, but she didn't have the mental wiring to handle extra limbs, so they kept the wings. Yeah, she doesn't. Somebody was talking about it. I haven't started reading the gear stuff too in depth. I was looking at Veltal's stuff today, but I didn't look at hers. Going to make ramen and eat and have Xeno story time. Actually, ramen sounds really nice right now. I hope you have good ramen. Hearing kids call the music I grew up with in the 2000s unk music has me feeling strange. Yeah, me too. Me too. I was watching Maya. She's a pretty big streamer. She has that animal sanctuary, and she's been going on this tour to different animal sanctuaries throughout the States right now. And she was at some bird sanctuary where they had some kind of, I think it was a buzzard or something like that. Anyways, they were saying how the buzzard was born in 1986, and her chat, just all same fucking wavelength, says unk. It's just spammed, and I was like, oh god, that's older than me by like 3 years. Fuck. What does unk mean? It just means you're old. Like uncle. Yeah. But like younger people use it as a way to call someone older. Not like grandpa old though. They just say like, when they call you unk, they're calling you like 30s, 40s, 50s. Mid-age, it feels like, is more the comment. But also, I feel like as much as there's not like, it's not an insult. It really isn't always, because like there's also like a little bit of respect to it as well. It's really just a matter of how you handle, you know, being reminded of your own age. Though, I don't know. It definitely feels a lot more respectful than boomer, yeah. Are you okay? Wiseman? It's already too late. Assist me, for I'm about to exterminate id. Huh? Zohar is Deus's core. The slave generator's an ether. It's the source of all of their energy. After attaining its power, the freshly awakened id intends to annihilate the world. The contact with Zohar was meant to have been done after the unifying of Faye's true personality. Oop. Keep it back. You again. You're always getting in my way. But I cannot be stopped by you. You who couldn't even protect his own wife and son. You can't even bear to show your face to your son. That's why you wear a mask, isn't it, Khan? Oh, son! pretends to be shocked. That's right. This man is Faye's. No, I mean my father, Con Wong. I struggle. I'm 36 and I still don't believe I'm an adult. Oh, look at that mustache. What happened to Faye? Id? Too bad. The new personality of Faye that you gave birth to. And all that work your persona did to make him one perfect unified whole has been wasted. Hold on. Don't forget. Hold on. I'm not BRBing. We got our thing. Let me just here. Okay? So this is our little thing. I really should break this down further and put all of the different versions of Faye in here. But like, yeah, also Big Joe also is the person who made this happen. So there you go. There you go. If you were confused. He'll be swallowed up by me. I won't permit it. I'll destroy you first. As if you could, sissy. Mother died because of your cowardly behavior. And as a result, he ran away from that reality by entering into his memories. And now I continue my existence, bearing all of that hatred. You wouldn't be able to imagine what it's like. It wasn't simply working to unify Faye's personality, you know. All that you and I feel, the sadness, the hatred, even though he also experienced such things. Faye needed to be encouraged to build himself up in order to be able to comprehend all of this. Faye should be able to understand all of your feelings now. But now you want to erase the one who understands you. To kill Faye. What is it that you want? Why ask me such a thing now? My purpose is the same as his. Total destruction, that and that alone. Is this world so bad a place that there's only hatred inside of you? You're the ones who made me like this, you and that woman. Admit it. Can you hear me, Faye? Please receive my will by my fist and become one. What a line. Faye, where'd the real you go? Remember, were you not going to help Ellie? Oh, he's in there. Yes. This is inside Id. A world filled with hatred and sadness. That's all that's here. Yes, I understand, Id. Why you hate the world. Why there's nothing inside you. Nothing. Nothing was given to you. Deprived of all of the happy memories. And yet, it feels pleasant. It almost feels good. Now I get it. There's no need to resist. I was originally just an existence that was created as a cover to hide Id. So it would be better to return to that place. Let's come together to wipe away everything, including ourselves. Remember, were you not going to help Ellie? Ellie, that's right. Ellie. I've got to save Ellie. What's this place? Oh boy, here we go. What's he done now? He's only called you in here for his own sake. This is inside the shell of your basic character, the room of the coward. I'm sure you've been here many times before. I see, I remember now. In my dreams. Everything despised and unwanted he pushed onto me, while he shut himself into his own little shell. The coward Fae. The basis for our personalities. Who are you? You're my... Hey, let's watch this together. This is my most treasured possession. By repeatedly replaying the times he was full of happiness, he lives in his own happy little world. Well, I'm still alive only because of what's in those leftover dregs. I can't say words right now. Here, I'll show you everything about me. Oh, the countdown. This is kind of cerebral, isn't it? Ours was an ordinary family. A strict but reliable father. A kind and loving mother. Up till then, it was complete happiness. But one day, Mother suddenly changed. Her hair turned purple. No. She was like a totally different person. From that day on, Faye lost his home. Father was away often. He had some important work. Wow, that shot. Making the mother just like... that was very ominous camera angling. When Father was away from home, Faye was taken to a place with mysterious machines. Inside there were many strangely dressed people. Many types of probes were injected into Faye's body as the start to some kind of experiments. The tests caused Faye much pain. Mom, help me! What are you doing? No! No! Mother didn't come to his assistance. Young Faye had no way of resisting. In the artwork, her hair is the same color as Faye's, at least in Perfect Works. I don't know. Yo, nice, Salonen. But he was able to endure. Eventually, the experiments became unbearable. Many people gathered around Faye. These people had a high compatibility with the anima vessels. The psychic contact with Faye was to force him to awaken. But no one could make contact with Faye. The power drawn out of Faye, regardless of his will, destroyed them all. This is unbelievable. Mother allowed this to take place? Psychic contact. What do you mean by awaken me? To awaken God, everything had to be in perfect order, with nothing lacking. Things divided in the past must become one complete whole again. Countless people died before Faye's eyes. Men, women, the old, the young, even demi-humans. Suffering, grief, fear, ecstasy. A variety of emotions and words lingered. And tumbles about Faye like broken dolls. It was a scene from hell. In front of Father, she acted normally. When Faye tried to tell Father about Mother's strange conduct and the experiments, Father's mind was taken up by his work, and he didn't really listen. But also, like, Unfortunately, most parents don't take kids seriously when they say this kind of shit. So, like, I bet even if he was distracted by his work, I'm sure this also was just like, okay, Faye, sure. He thought it was just childhood fantasies. Yeah, exactly. But he didn't have to endure the pain much longer. Faye's subconscious discovered a way to escape from the trauma. He formed a separate persona to deal with things he didn't like or couldn't bear. He removed himself from harm's way. My role was to have all of the things he hated forced upon me the moment they arose. From the time of my division from him, I was dominated by hatred. That hatred naturally turned into destructive impulses. I wanted to destroy everything. I wanted to destroy everything. Mother, father, the entire world. Finally, father noticed mother's odd behavior, but it was already too late. I had completely separated from that coward, my original self. Puppets were broken, and Faye's heart was too... What would make Mother do such a thing? Mother repeated the experiments to study the power she knew existed within me. Yes, that woman, Mother, was Maya. That's a lie. No, it's true. Mother was Maya, or Miang, as most people know. Maya is the proper spelling for those who don't know of what Miang is. There are a lot of names that are altered in this version. The names are still all completely updated. A lot of these are based off of Hebrew calendar months. So. Also, yeah, Koji, we actually talked a little bit. I didn't talk about Miang, but I did kind of do a breakdown of Graph and like how Graph works and all of that. But I could see it, you know, I don't think that headcanon's like too far off. That's right. Karen had become Maya. What is it that you say? It's nothing special. Maya does not have only one host body. Maya's roots are sealed in the genes of all women. Any one of them could become Maya. It just happened to be Mother's turn. Only Ellie was special originally. No! Yeah, they're fighting. Karen, Maya noticed that Faye's memory time access had increased 2 or 3-fold. Then she became convinced that Faye was the contact. Contact? Yes, I was the contact. That's why he called out to me, and why the time had come. Even B, yeah, I could become Maya anytime. Stop it. Cut it out. Dad? Mom, help! Hey, why aren't you helping Dad? Dad's gonna die. Roth came seeking the power that exists within me to return his own body. You understand now, don't you? Roth is Lacan. Hold on, guys. Roth's spirit possessed Khan. They merge, and then there's that. And I already forgot how the Wiseman works, but it you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay? It's yeah. It makes sense. We haven't even gotten there yet. I forgot this part is so fucking long, dude. I forgot how long this is. With the Big Joe stuff. We, his descendants who inherited his lingering thoughts and memories from him, know only too well. Divided 500 years ago, he would become a part of us both. Lacan became gruff. He destroyed everything on the face of Earth. Then he mastered how to possess the bodies of others by dwelling in their minds. He was probably enabled to do this after his contact with the existence. The bodies died, but Lacan's spirit continued living by possessing others. He had come that day to return his soul, at last, to the perfect reincarnation of his physical body. The body of Faye. Father fought him, but he couldn't protect Mother or I. Pitifully fought while coughing up his lifeblood. Groff made a mockery of Father, and Mother would not even help him when he needed her most. As for their son, he couldn't take what was happening anymore. That was a jarring cut. He gave in to his feelings and released his power. And as a result... Yes, exactly, Mike. Yep. Mother died. Mom? And he offloaded the results of his actions onto me. To avoid taking the responsibility for killing Mother, he used me as a shield. I also killed Mother. He pushed all the bad things onto me, but kept all the memories filled with happiness and Mother's love to himself. And he shut himself away with all those memories inside his little shell forever. This is the place. What you see before you is what he made. He just keeps hanging on to those memories. That's what this is. Stop it. Just stop it. These scenes. Are these all there is to us? Enough already. There's nothing here, just a world filled with deception and pain. Can't be helped. This is our world. This is everything. I was a fool. It was all my fault. I was so busy with my duties in Shavat, I didn't notice Karen had changed. I'll probably dig into the Miang lore soon. She had like a couple of pages, like the Ellie Miang stuff was like, I was already too busy because I knew this was the part I was going to be doing, so I figured that will be next time. I couldn't save you when you needed my help. Save me? Why bother saying such nonsense now? It's not going to change anything. The only thing you can do now is die by my hand. Even still, I'll show you that I can save you. Oh. Dad? Stop it. Father has done nothing wrong. I know. This one is the real culprit. Mother and Father had no choice. Oop. Thanks. Pass it back to me. I'm playing with Mother. This is not reality. It's all lies, it's all fake. It's a trick, all of it. No, get out. This is my room. I thought you would always be with me. Why won't you see reality? Happiness, sadness? Aren't these all parts that combine to make the whole? Why won't you show him? Why won't you also show Id what you always watch? No, that's mine. I don't want to show it to the person who killed Mother. You should talk. You're the one who killed Mother. No, I didn't. You did. I did not kill her. Mother didn't care for you. Father didn't notice either. That's why you killed her. I didn't kill her. I didn't. I didn't. Knock it off. We killed Mother. It's no one's fault but ours. It's not because she became Maya or because Father didn't notice. Don't look outside for the reason. Don't blame anyone but yourself. Yes, Mother was Maya, and I know that you suffered. No one could have endured it. But you can't push it in onto it alone. We're all one person. We must all become one, right, Faye? Walk on your own 2 feet. Face up to the reality that you don't want to see. Show them to Id everything you took for yourself. Dude, I was thinking that too. Oh, hi, Mar. Rough. Yikes. Yeah, see, her hair's actually still black. It's not actually purple. Lies. That woman. The scene. All illusions he made up. My consciousness can see through this trick. I won't be swayed. Id, that's enough. Doing that isn't going to solve anything. Mother saved us at the last moment. That's the truth, right? The reality isn't all grim, Id. My power couldn't save anyone. It only destroyed. I thought that I could only make a connection with others through destruction, so I had to destroy it all. People, the world, even Ellie. No, that's not the case. We can save others just as our mother, despite being Maya, saved us. Our power can save people. We can save Ellie. That's a first. Mother being so warm. To me, she almost seems too warm. Faye, take the memories I have within me. You must know what it used to be like up until now. Know our identity, about who we are, then figure out what ought to be done. Our integration is not yet complete. Wow. More lore. Oh. Elhaim. Abel, live. Just can't hand our child over to you. Live. Yeah, Abel. Overdrawn at the memory bank. Gosh, I've been wanting to rewatch that. It's been so long. Lacan, live. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. God damn it, Krellian. What is this place? An execution site? Why do you turn on me? I thought we were friends. Who is it? Did I cause this? What has happened to me? What have I become? Live. Well, I'll pull up the thing again. I will live. If this helps, okay. Lacan's spirit. This is a reincarnation of into Fae. With everything that happened 500 years ago, the spirit split and Groff is like the vengeful version. But yeah, there's many. We just saw a bunch of the reincarnations. Abel is the original contact. So yeah. Wait, so how old is Khan? I believe, so Khan is whatever, like, Khan is not technically actually Lacan. How old is Id? Id is as old as Faye. They're the same. Yeah. I think a lot of people get confused and think that Khan counts as well, but Khan is just possessed by Groff, which is Lacan's spirit. So I don't think he was technically. Well, not everybody is old as heck. It's really just Corellian, Zephyr. Technically, it's really like Lacan's spirit that is the thing that is kind of lasting and possessing other people and stuff. But it gets a little confusing, yeah. Khan is just a guy. He looks sad. Look at him. Look at him. Even if I go to hell, I will live till the end of this world. And if the world does not come to an end, I will destroy it with my own hands. Faye? Faye? Who is it? Who's calling me? What is this light? I'm the being that resides inside the Zohar. I'm the beginning and the end, the first and the last. God? God, someone would refer to me as that. From a certain point of view, it is right to view me as such. But at the same time, I'm not. I'm also part of you. A part of me? I'm defined by how people observe me. You're actually talking to a virtual version of me that you yourself created. I'm your perception of me. I don't understand what you're talking about. Who or what are you? In one word, existence. Existence? In actuality, I do not have a physical form. I am an existence of a higher dimension, a place you cannot perceive. But in terms you understand, it is a world where everything acts as kinds of waves. It is the place that became the origin of your four-dimensional universe, which is controlled by space and time. The fluctuating non-existence, the wave existence. What does such an existence have to do with me? In ancient times, a phenomena modification engine, a semi-perpetual infinite energy engine was created. It was given the name Zohar. It was the attempt by ancient people from a different planet to obtain the highest energy imaginable in this four-dimensional universe. It was not long before those people made use of this engine to create the ultimate strategic weapon for interplanetary war, Deus. Zohar eventually used it as its main power reactor. But the unexpected happened. During the connection tests of Zohar with the newly completed Deus, the engine started to examine infinite potential phenomena, requiring energy. The engine connected this dimension to the higher dimensional space. As a result, that reactor merged or synchronized with the wave existence in that higher dimension, me. I descended from the point of contact created by the machine through the path of Sephiroth, or the domain you are in right now, and incarnated in the four-dimensional world. After I advented to the four-dimensional world, in order to stabilize myself here, I had to exchange or materialize my form and enter into the modifier engine. In other words, I became bound in Zohar, the cage of fleshly existence. Since the time I was bound in Zohar, I've always wanted to return to my own dimension, and I came to a conclusion. I had to reverse the process. I went through to arrive here. I must be released by the one who instilled within me a special feature of this dimension, the will. That one is you. Decided it was me? A special feature? Yes, I was given a special attribute of a human by you, the contact. When you observed me, I was given a mother's will. Mother's will? I'm sure you remember. After my descent, you had contact with the modifier engine, Zohar. As a contact, being only a child, you defined my existence with your desire to return to your mother. Thus I came to prepare the mother's will. That is the will of Elheim. Ellie's disposition was influenced by me? Yes. My will was incarnated through a biocomputer, which is vital for Deus. After combining with me, the biocomputer evolved its functions, and that bioplant generated a central element. That is her. I was split by your contact. My physical form or flesh stayed in Zohar, while my will went into Elheim, and my power went into you. That's why I waited to unite with you, and now it is fulfilled. My only remaining desire is to break this cage of fleshly existence. In order to do that, I must become perfect by combining with Elheim, as well as my other split physical form, Deus. The only way to return to my original dimension is to destroy this physical body, In the four-dimensional world, Zohar is perfect. So in order to destroy Zohar, I need the strength that was attributed to you. Zohar can only be destroyed by the hands of the contact. What about Ellie? If Zohar is destroyed, what will become of Ellie? Zohar and Deus are one. She is bound to the system by another's will to become one with me. In order to release her, it is necessary to destroy that very system that serves as the Deus weapon. However, having been created as a weapon, the Deus system seeks to unify itself with all of you for a different purpose than that of mine. Originally, her release should have been performed by me, the one who desires to return back to the higher dimension, but I'm also bound to the system just as she is, so I'm unable to participate. You are the only one who can release her from the spell. Just as Deus and I are inseparable, you and her are also inseparable. All right, I'll destroy Deus and the Zohar modifier, and I'll save Ellie. You've experienced much loss and deprivation in your life. It is very tragic. Our contact and the resulting transference of power and will between you and I most likely played a factor in splitting your personality. I disagree. I can't blame anything or anyone else beside myself. Regardless of what may have happened in the past, with the passing of time, the cause becomes more remote. It's a problem that comes from within myself that I must myself deal with. You see, I see. You've managed to accept those tragedies, to tolerate all things, to comprehend and find where you stand in this world. If you have succeeded to do all these things, I'm sure you will